At one point, Luka Garza was seen to be a future NBA star. So many ESPN analysts said that he will dominate the NBA, which made sense at the time because he nearly averaged 25 points and 10 boards a night in college. He was a great playmaker and scorer, but clearly something went wrong. So let's talk about the downfall of Luka Garza. Born on December 27, 1998, Garza grew up in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. Both of his parents played basketball, but he mostly learned it from his dad, Frank. His idol growing up was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Unlike Kareem, Garza was actually really good at shooting. This allowed him to stand out against competition as a kid. He attended Marriott High School in Washington. As a freshman in high school, Luka Garza stood a whopping 6'7", but even at that absurd height, he wasn't able to dunk. This really showed that athleticism was a huge weakness for him. But then Garza got things together. In his senior season, he was able to dunk, but he also averaged 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game. And he earned the DC Gatorade Player of the Year honors. He scored 1,993 points in his 4 years of high school ball, which was the most all-time for that school. After high school, he was ranked a 4-star prospect by ESPN, Rivals, and 24/7 Sports. But this was before college, and oh boy, if you don't know about his college career, you're in for a surprise. For college, he attended Iowa State. He was a double-double machine, and he grew to be the height of 6'11". In his college debut, he scored 16 points. The following game, he got 11 points and grabbed 13 rebounds. And in his first season in college, he averaged 12.4 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. He was very efficient. He shot 56% from the field. Garza could have put his name in the NBA draft, but he didn't for some reason. So he stayed another year in college. In his second season, Luka Garza averaged 13 and 5, but in the NCAA tournament, he put up 20 points and 7 boards, and he helped Iowa upset Cincinnati. Garza was named an All-Big Ten honorable mention. Luka Garza became noticeably better in his junior and senior seasons, but his senior season was much more notable. In that season, he averaged 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.7 assists. He was deadly from 3, shooting 44% from behind the arc. His vertical got to an absurd 42 inches, so his athleticism got so much better. He was a college icon. He was the best player in college, no doubt about it. It's just a matter of time when he gets picked first overall in the NBA draft. But then, reality struck hard. Scouts realized he wasn't all that. He had an ankle injury and his weaknesses were heavily revealed. For one, he was pretty old for a prospect. He was 22 years old. He spent all 4 years in college. Scouts theorized he hit his peak in college, so there was no point to get him. He was also really bad at defense. With that, his play style was very out of date, and teams simply would not be interested in him. He was also stupidly unathletic. Now, as I mentioned before, he had a 42-inch vertical, so that means he's super athletic. Well, let me ask you a question. Is Luka Doncic an athletic NBA player? If you have the slightest bit of NBA knowledge, the answer is no, he is not athletic. But Luka has a 42-inch vertical. What's the point of having a very large vertical leap if you don't even use it in games? The only athletic part about Garza was his vertical, and he didn't even use it in games. So that means he wasn't athletic. While basketball fans, NBA analysts, and college scouts were realizing that Luka Garza isn't all that, more versatile prospects like Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, and Evan Mobley became more popular. But all of this was so shocking because he was seen by so many people as the best college player, not just in the NCAA, but in Iowa State history. But let's get into more detail about his downfall. You might be asking, what happened? Why is this considered a downfall? Well, 1 or 2 years ago, he was supposed to be the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. Now, I bet you've never heard of him since. Now, he's in the NBA, so congratulations to him on that, but he was picked 52nd overall by the Detroit Pistons. I bet you haven't heard a word of him getting drafted, or a word of him even being on the Pistons. He has been absolutely forgotten. Why was he forgotten? Well, I'll answer it for you. When he finally cooled down, we found out his weaknesses. One of the only reasons why he got popular is because of recency bias. He didn't play any worse after his injury. In fact, if he didn't get injured, I bet he would at least have been a lottery pick in this year's draft. It's simply because we got bored of him, thus resulting in the media revealing his weaknesses. This video is not intending to hate on Luka Garza whatsoever. I just think it's crazy how within such a short period of time, a person could go from so popular and at the top of the world to being completely forgotten. And as I said before, the NBA doesn't fit his playstyle. The NCAA college playstyle might have fit him because Zarga was so dominant and better than everyone else. Now, he isn't because the NCAA and NBA are so much different talent-wise. Again, one last time, this is not a hate video towards Luka Garza. I respect him as a player. He's a very talented and skilled hooper. I wish 100% success for him, but meanwhile, I want to make content and hopefully get views off of someone who's not doing as well media-wise as they used to. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Luka Garza is good? Do you think he is bad? Will he ever be an NBA All-Star? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. As always, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on those notifications so you can never miss another upload. I'm Vrunnn, and to my take, peace.